Are you curious about the enormous opportunities hiding in Roblox stocks? Or perhaps a tiny problem that could bring the whole thing crashing down? Do you want to know how Roblox is performing in reality? What savvy analysts expect from it and what the numbers say from the perspective of an amateur investor? Maybe you're interested in ominous developments surrounding Roblox? Or you just want to know how I play this situation? You're in the right place because in this video, we will analyze the Roblox company and reveal some interesting facts about it. Maybe if someone had made a video about Tattooed Chef earlier, my barber wouldn't have lost all his savings. Anyway, this is the Smart Invest. So as we can see, Roblox stockholders have had happier times, as not long ago, you could buy shares of this wonderful company for nearly $140. From this modest 70% correction, we might conclude that for some reason, Roblox couldn't meet investors' expectations. But I'll tell you something. Those who bought in probably didn't have many expectations about Roblox. But the pros always say you should buy when red apple juice is flowing in the streets. Currently, the market values Roblox at a modest $25 billion, and in the last 12 months, it generated $2.6 billion in revenue. Of course, a modest $1 billion loss was achieved in proportion to revenue, as we have come to expect from other very successful emerging companies. Although this money burning probably didn't happen from shareholders' money, right? You little naive one. But to highlight something positive, a forward price to earnings ratio appears. I must say, although not a small number with its value of 192, we can infer that, theoretically, Roblox should already be profitable in the next 12 months. They expect about $130 million in net profit. But what do our brilliant analysts say about the situation? Our somewhat generally reserved analysts are not throwing around high target prices for Roblox in the next 12 months. Even their super optimistic estimate goes just slightly above $50, with an average target of $40. And some predict a $19 stock price. For 2027, they expect $6 billion in revenue and still a negative EPS of around $1. For 2028, for some reason, they expect a decline in revenue. I found a 2030 target price of $85, which would be a doubling of the current price. If we look at Roblox's revenues at first glance, this impressive 38% year-to-year growth seems substantial, but if we look closer, it's rather weak compared to some previous quarters where it wasn't difficult to achieve positive results. Nevertheless, the growth is unquestionable, at least for now. Here are these so-called bookings, which are revenues that are not yet realized but promised in some form. We'll come back to these later. We can see that their value is slowly increasing, and in the last quarter, it was again over 800 million, at least for now, but we don't see any earth-shattering growth here. The number of daily active users has grown, but the year-to-year 20% growth is not that outstanding compared to Roblox's valuation, in my opinion. Another interesting fact is that out of 70 million daily users, 30 million are younger than 13. More than half of Roblox users are likely very limited in terms of their purchasing power. In theory, if we look at Roblox's net revenues, the situation doesn't seem so cheerful. Despite working with a nearly 80% gross margin, their operating margin was negative, 42% in the last quarter. If we take a look at Roblox's expenses, we can see that in the other operating expenses category, quite substantial numbers appear in every quarter. But what are those other operating expenses where so much money goes? You know, that white powder that makes rich people feel good sometimes, or the CEO's new corporate car. And one for his wife too, of course, because theoretically she also works there. But joking aside, of course, the Roblox board doesn't spend shareholders' money on that. I mean, not all of it, because Roblox pays developers and teams on the platform creating games. They distribute money back to those on the platform creating games and generating revenue. This could be a pretty good business model, but for now we don't see signs of that. But if we return to stocks, if you were lucky enough to buy 10% of the Roblox company in the cold December of 2018 because you happen to have so much money at home, then today you own less than 2.5% of the company as they issued some new shares in the last 5 years. From an investor's perspective, I don't think I need to explain that it's not so advantageous. But how are those valuation metrics, and what's the ominous development that could bring down Roblox's business? With a price-to-sales ratio of 10, Roblox has a fairly high number considering its massive profit-generating ability. The price-to-book value started to grow wildly, hinting with its value of 207 that there is depth where the stock price could fall. The return on capital is negative 70%, which also doesn't suggest much good, but at least the situation doesn't seem to be getting worse. Thanks to this wonderful profit-generating ability, shareholders' equity seems to be evaporating in recent quarters. And of course, this steadily pushes up the price-to-book value. But what are the bad news, and what's my own opinion on Roblox stocks? But first, just quickly, a simple like or comment can help the algorithm and sponsor my hard work, guys. Thank you a lot for that. Various law firms are trying to recruit unfortunate shareholders, claiming that they were seriously misled. Roblox is accused of not fully controlling the content that mostly young players could encounter, and it might even be that they didn't want to check their purchases so seriously. There's suspicion that kids might have bought Robux coins with their parents' hard-earned money without them necessarily knowing about it. According to their claims, a significant portion of Roblox's bookings and revenue growth was due to these excessive, unauthorized Robux purchases. Bookings would be negatively impacted by Roblox's planned rollout of enhanced parental controls. Obviously, Roblox had no knowledge that abuses might occur due to incomplete control. And what is my own opinion on the Roblox company? At the moment, I find it very overvalued, and summing up all the current information, I don't plan to buy Roblox stocks. Its valuation is very high, its growth is not that fast, and its future profitability, in my opinion, is questionable. There are simply too many things against it for me, and I can't really list anything in favor of buying at the moment. I see a good chance that after a few more years of struggling, one of the big tech players like Meta, Google, or Microsoft might acquire Roblox. Despite this, I sometimes short Roblox stocks in the short term after rebounds, realizing smaller profits. It's important to note that shorting can be highly risky, and proper bankroll management and preparation are crucial. How do you see the situation with Roblox stocks? Do you hold Roblox stocks in your portfolio? If you're interested in analyses of other companies, feel free to let me know in the comments section, and if there's enough interest, I'll make a video about it. If you liked the video, found it informative, and would like to help me on my journey toward 1,000 subscribers, please press the like button and subscribe. Take care, guys, and see you on the next episode. Try not to lose all your money in the stock market until the next video.